Joshua Landis is the director of the Center for Middle East Studies at the University of Oklahoma's College of International Studies. He joins us now from the school in Norman. So, Josh, Bolton now says that there is no timetable for withdrawal from Syria. The U.S., as you know, saw some pretty high-level people like Jim Mattis leave the administration in recent weeks. So is Bolton just walking back Trump's announcement in December?
He is, actually, and it's led to a lot of confusion in the foreign policy apparatus in Washington, D.C., because almost 3 weeks ago, December 14th, Erdogan and President Trump had a conversation in which Trump said that he would pull out. He made this announcement with great fanfare. It caused a lot of upset in the United States policy circles because they've been promising to stay in Syria for the long haul. And now it's been back and forth. And it may lead to Turkey escalating once again along the border.
So what do you think will be the biggest takeaway from Bolton and Erdogan's meeting on Tuesday? Ahead of this meeting, the Turkish president wrote an op-ed in the New York Times. What do you make of Erdogan's message?
Well, Erdogan tried to lay down the law and say, don't stay there and keep on funding arms to the YPG. I think they'll be discussing timelines. When will the United States leave? Turkey wants some assurances the United States is not going to stay there and build a quasi-independent Kurdish militia on its border.
Right now, there are, give or take, about 2,000 U.S. troops in Syria. Is that even enough to make a difference?
It does make a difference because there's the air power, and the air power is absolutely important. As long as the United States is defending the Kurds, nobody will enter into that region. Not the Syrian army or the Russian army from the south, and not the Turkish army from the north.
We know that the U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was also on his way to the region. Is this also about damage control and more than, or is it also part of reassuring allies in the region?
Well, it's both. This is a hand-holding operation after the confusion that was created by the Trump announcement. I think the United States is going to see Israel and its Gulf allies and say we are continuing to be anti-Iran. We're not going to, let Iran settle in Syria. And so they've got a lot to talk about. How do you withdraw at the same time as ratchet up pressure on Iran?
Joshua Landis, thank you so much for joining us from Norman, Oklahoma.